ready?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hey guys, this is our episode 4 of our Building This video series this summer, and we are not really out in the field filming much this week. We've been in the office doing a bunch of smaller tasks, and so for this week's video, we thought all three of us would sit down and answer a bunch of questions that I know are lingering in everyone's mind that are watching these. I know they're in there. And so one of the biggest ones we're going to answer is how Resolute came to be and got started. And then we're going to share, Banks and Johnson are going to share why they're involved in it. And we're going to share some of our company goals as well as where we see ourselves going in the future. The first point, how we got started, back in the day, probably 2010-ish years, I personally started making videos of my family's vacations just for fun. And then I also was really into remote control aircraft, and thus strapped GoPros onto them. And then soon after that, drones became a thing in the world, and we got involved with drones from the very beginning. After I realized I liked videoing, I started making videos with my friends in high school. I would make videos with Banks and Johnson, and then Banks got into videoing in high school, and he started liking it. And then at this point, our company is probably called Bird's Eye Video, and actually in the very beginning stage, it was called Vantage Point Cinematography. and then now it's called Resolute LLC is the main name. But back in high school it was Bird's Eye Video, and me and Banks thought it would be cool to try filming weddings and see what that's like. And so one of our friends who's a wedding planner got us connected with a wedding to film, and right when I turned 16 and Banks was, I guess, 16. We were both 16, and we filmed our first wedding for $50 back in 2013, and that started our wedding business off. And then I went to college in 2016 when it was still Bird's Eye Video, and didn't do much for a year and a half-ish with the company. And then about a year ago is when last summer I wanted to really start taking it seriously. And then also around that time is when Banks got really involved in it. He can tell you about that. And so today we are all three of us working full-time for the summer. Alright, so in high school, in the Bird's Eye Video phase, we probably filmed 20 to 25 weddings in high school and got that going. And also, since we were in high school, we didn't have very many personal expenses at all. And so any money we got from filming or other jobs, we would put straight back into the company. And for us, that looks like buying more equipment. And so we compiled a lot of equipment, camera equipment. So in the college years, me and Johnson both go to Auburn, and sometime our freshman year is when he got involved. He started helping film weddings. All right, so now Banks and Johnson are gonna share why they're working here with all three of us this summer.
So speaking back a little bit to the history that Connor just spoke to, I got involved probably our sophomore year of high school when we filmed that first wedding, and just slowly got more interested and learned a ton, and we shot more and more weddings and booking more projects. And so in high school I just found a passion for video and filmmaking, and the biggest thing that I realized is seeing how well video is to communicate whatever you have to communicate, that it can be just as, if not more powerful than words, as pictures, and we can use it to impact people through video. So after seeing that with starting to shoot video, I decided that I just wanted to do it full time. And so after high school, I decided not to go to college and to just go into the video field. So worked out in Montana for a little while and got to travel some, working for a nonprofit. Then moved back to Birmingham. I've done some freelance work and worked for an agency doing video for a while. But through the past few years, mainly just have been focused on pursuing video as a career and seeing what we can use video to communicate. And all that time, you know, I was kind of in and out with Connor, more in than out, but
yeah,
So over the past few years, we've worked together a lot, but not until this summer did we feel like we were at a place where we had the experience that we needed to go full-time with the company. It took a few years of experience in the work world to learn about a lot of different things of video filmmaking, but then also running a business, to where we feel like we can now, go dive all the way in and take this company and do something with it. So yeah, here we are this summer going full-time, and there's risk and there's a lot of responsibility, but it's something that we fully understand and are excited about. It's something we want to take on and use it in the best way we can.
Yeah, so I did not start working for Bird's Eye Video which is now Resolute, until my freshman year of college at Auburn. Me and Connor and Banks have always been friends growing up, and I've always been interested in what they do in high school working for Bird's Eye Video, but never really had it in there until I got into college, and Connor needed some people to help film. So I started out just filming weddings on the weekends for fun because I thought it was interesting, and I finally got to be on the inside to see what it looked like filming a wedding. And I just really thought at the time that it would be a great way to make money on the weekends and still have my social life at Auburn. Then I really got an interest in it after filming a few weddings, and I've been doing that for 3 years now. And Connor had a conversation with me. When was it that we went to Buffalo Wild Wings?
It was at the end of Christmas break, I think.
Okay. Connor had a conversation with me a few months ago, and I thought it was gonna be a more serious conversation in a negative sense. I thought he was gonna let me go from filming weddings, but instead he offered me a job basically working with Resolute, and I was thrilled. So I just needed to talk to my parents and tell them the details, and they were excited as well to see where Resolute's gonna go. And ever since then I've been working for Resolute, filming still, but also I've been given a few small roles of editing, which has been fun. I've really enjoyed it. And going off what Banks said, if you know me at all, one of my passions in life is helping people, and I really feel like filming is a great way to do that, and Banks said it well. So I really think that by filming weddings and filming these other things we're getting into now with Resolute Media, we're really being able to help people in any way possible, and I think video is just a wonderful way to do that, and I'm really excited to where Resolute's going to be in the future.
So now we can talk a little bit about where we see Resolute growing to in the future. This is a big topic. So right now, we are definitely what's classified as a small company. But in the future, we want to be classified as a big company. One of the big foundations to our business is that we are all strong Christian believers. And so along with that, we have a lot of goals of where we want to go, but we're also completely open to wherever God takes us. And so we have ambitions, but we're also completely trusting in God to guide us. And so even though we have plans for the future, they may not happen because He may have other plans. So right now, we pretty much only film weddings and film a lot of other videos under our Resolute Films channel and Resolute Media channel. But in the future, I want Resolute to be a business that could get into any field, and this model is similar to the business Southwestern. So if you want to know where we'll be in the future, just go look at their website right now. And then in about 20, 30 years, that'll be us. Yeah, right now we just do video, but in the future, who knows what we could get into. Hopefully a bunch of random stuff that we can have strategic partners with. I know we have a lot of friends in our circles with ambitions as well, and we're just hoping that video can be our foot in the door to get us going, because with any new business idea, you often need capital to make something of it. And so we're hoping that this platform, Resolute, can be a foundation to start different channels in this business with the capital that we'll bring in from our films and media channel of filming weddings and then filming other kinds of videos. And so right now we're a small videography business, as most people would classify us, but in the future, we're hoping to be a lot more than that. And one of our big goals as a company right now is we are trying to, this is pretty much what we're pouring all of our resources into now, because we value it as really important, and we are building a emergency fund of cash in our company to be enough to cover 2 employees' full-time salary for 1 year. And so basically, since Banks is about to get married in November, and then I will be graduating in a year wanting to be full-time as well, we're just gonna go ahead and build up hopefully enough cash to cover both of our salaries in 1 year from now. That way, no matter what we get into in the future, we'll have that cushion to fall back on.
So along the lines of what Connor was talking about for the future and where we'd like to be, right now our passion is very much so filmmaking, and I'm sure that will be one of our passions as long as we live. But in the future, we'd love to use filmmaking to grow ourselves and to grow the company so that we could have other resources and opportunities. Ultimately, above filmmaking, we have a passion for impacting people around us and being able to do things that will help the world. And so our goal would be to use the business of filmmaking right now to grow into other companies that we could use to impact the people we're around. And so it's an easy way to look big picture, what's our passion, our desire, and then filter back down to what do we need to do today, this week, this quarter, month, or year to get to that big picture goal. And I think it brings all of us to a very similar place of seeing a goal in the future and being able to all be on the same page of what we're working towards and what we need to get done right now.
So this past week, just to wrap things up here, we have been doing a bunch of work in the office. We've been emailing a bunch, phone calling a bunch for our projects coming up real quick. We have a lot here booked for the second half of the summer. The first part we filmed a bunch, edited a lot. Now we're about to start filming again, and we'll edit a bunch. Soon we'll have a new Resolute Films website. It's in the works and it's gonna be awesome. So other than all the stuff we have going on, this hopefully has been a good update for y'all to learn more about us, and next week we'll be back with our regular videos documenting what it is we're doing currently with Resolute. So come back next week. Stay tuned for what's in store.